Taping started like any other upbeat Kelly Clarkson show episode. Bright lights, cheerful intro music, and Kelly's signature wide grin. Gwen Stefani, the day's headliner, strutted onto the stage in a bold leopard print ensemble. Her platinum hair immaculately styled, and waved to the audience with her signature charm. The crowd cheered wildly. Gwen and Kelly shared a warm hug to powerhouse vocalists, decades into their respective careers, sharing a couch like old friends. But beneath the glam smiles and sparkles, tension simmered just beneath the surface. Producers had warned Kelly that Gwen was on edge. Lately, reporters hounded her about her marriage. The whispers of an upcoming No Doubt reunion tour loomed large, and she was growing increasingly irritated by comparisons to younger pop stars. "Keep it light," one producer had whispered nervously before they rolled cameras. But Kelly, always one to keep it real, had a different plan, and it would soon backfire. Things started well enough. Kelly joked about Gwen's blinged out. Boots praised her skincare line and asked about her time on The Voice. Gwen laughed, even playfully teased Kelly about her own too nice judging style. But then Kelly pivoted, just slightly, and the vibe shifted. "You've reinvented yourself so many times, Gwen," she said brightly, "from ska to pop princess to country queen. But how do you deal with people saying you're only relevant now because of your relationship with Blake?" The crowd gave a nervous chuckle. Gwen blinked. Her smile froze. "Excuse me," she said. Kelly, caught between reading from her producer's card and trying to lighten the moment, chuckled. "Oh no, I mean, people love your music. But like, you know how tabloids are. They always say women only stay in the spotlight if there's a man next to them. Total crap, right?" Gwen sat back stiffly, crossing her legs. Her voice was sharp. "Yeah, it's total crap. But maybe don't repeat it like it's some cute question, Kelly." There was a pause, a long, icy pause. Kelly, flustered but trying to recover, smiled nervously and leaned in. "Hey, I'm just saying what people are already talking about. I'm on your side, girl." Gwen shook her head slowly. "No, you're giving it airtime. Big difference." The audience tittered again, unsure whether to laugh or stay quiet. Kelly tried to steer things back to a lighthearted game segment, but Gwen wasn't done. "You know what's funny?" she said, voice rising slightly. "I came on this show to talk about my music, my legacy, but here I am being asked about my husband like I'm a +1 to my own career." Kelly, now visibly rattled, tried to soften the blow with her trademark humor. "Girl, you know I love you. I'm not trying to shade you at all. I just think people should hear your voice on it." Gwen shot back instantly. "Then maybe let me speak instead of reading gossip off your card." The room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Gwen was no longer the smiling icon singing Hollaback Girl. She was an angry woman defending years of hard-earned respect in front of millions. Kelly, realizing the moment was spiraling, stood up slightly and gestured toward Gwen's hand. "Let's reset, all right?" But Gwen wasn't having it. She stood too, voice calm but cold. "I don't need to reset, Kelly. I need people like you to stop acting like we're girlfriends chatting over lattes when what you're doing is broadcasting undermining commentary to a national audience." The producer signaled to cut to commercial, but Gwen, now off script entirely, turned to the audience and added, "Don't worry, I won't be finishing this segment. You all deserve better than this trash TV." With that, she turned and walked off stage, heels clicking, ponytail swaying behind her like a punctuation mark asterisk. The audience was stunned. Kelly stood frozen, still holding her cue cards. The cameras cut abruptly. After a long pause, the show went to a commercial break filled with awkward sponsor promos. When they returned, Kelly offered a forced smile. "Well, that didn't go as planned, but hey, this is live TV, and sometimes it gets real." The studio applause was weak. Social media, on the other hand, exploded. Within minutes, the hashtag #GwenVisKelly trended across Twitter and Instagram. Clips of the confrontation were uploaded to TikTok, with users picking apart every expression, every comment. Team Gwen fans flooded Kelly's page with criticism, accusing her of baiting and belittling a woman who paved the way for today's pop stars. Meanwhile, Kelly's defenders claimed she was just doing her job and that Gwen had overreacted. News outlets ran with it. TMZ published a front-page article within the hour. Gwen Stefani storms off Kelly Clarkson show over Blake Shelton. Question. News tried to downplay it. Tension between friends. Gwen Stefani walks out, but sources say it wasn't personal. But the video told a different story, one that couldn't be softened with PR fluff. Gwen's management team released a short but scathing statement. Gwen does not condone media narratives that pit her legacy against her personal life. She will no longer be participating in future segments that diminish women's accomplishments. Kelly's team issued a more conciliatory note. Kelly has always supported women in music and regrets any misunderstanding during her recent interview with Gwen Stefani. She has reached out privately, but fans weren't satisfied. They wanted a face-to-face apology, and they weren't getting one. For days, the media circus continued. Everyone had an opinion. Talk shows debated whether Kelly had crossed a line. Podcast hosts dissected Gwen's tone, body language, and emotional triggers. Even Blake Shelton, normally low-key about drama, was asked about it during a country radio interview. He paused, then simply said, "Gwen's tough. She doesn't take disrespect from anyone. That's one of the things I admire about her." That quote alone fanned the flames further. Some framed it as shade toward Kelly, others as Blake being caught in the middle of two powerful women. What no one expected was that Gwen would go completely silent. No tweets, no interviews, just gone. Until 1 week later, Gwen re-emerged. Through a powerful video post on her Instagram, dressed casually, no makeup, sitting at a piano, she didn't mention Kelly's name once. Instead, she spoke directly to her fans. Sometimes, when you've been in the industry for a long time, people forget you're still a person, that you've earned your space, that your story isn't just a punchline or a headline. And when someone tries to flatten you into one sentence, you can either laugh it off or walk away. The message was clear, and it struck a chord. Fellow female artists from Alanis Morissette to Demi Lovato reposted the clip, praising Gwen for standing up for herself without resorting to spectacle. #WalkAwayWithGrace began trending. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson opened her next episode with a more serious tone than ever before. "Y'all know me," she said, facing the camera directly, "and you know I love real conversations, but sometimes real conversations hurt people. I never want to be part of that. So to anyone who felt let down, including Gwen here, her fans appreciated the vulnerability, but the damage was done." Rumors swirled that certain celebrity guests had pulled out of upcoming tapings, not wanting to be caught in the crossfire of another viral fallout. NBC assured the public that the show remained strong, but quietly. Producers knew they'd need to rethink their approach to celebrity interviews moving forward. Though, Gwen and Kelly never publicly reconciled. The incident changed daytime TV. In subtle but permanent ways, interview hosts became more careful with their phrasing. Female celebrities were no longer treated like tabloid subjects, and Gwen, she returned to music with a surprise solo single titled "No Questions Asked," a badass fierce anthem about knowing your worth and refusing to explain it. The song debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Fans knew exactly what it was about, and as it climbed the charts, so did Gwen's reputation. Not just as a music icon, but as a woman who refused to let even her friends reduce her to a headline. Despite the PR chaos and fan frenzy that followed, the story didn't quietly disappear. As most TV dramas do, it grew legs. Within days, YouTube reaction videos analyzing the Gwen Kelly fallout hit millions of views. Body language experts broke down every micro-expression from both women during the now infamous interview. "See that? That lip press? That's suppression of rage," one expert claimed in a 40-minute breakdown. Others dissected Kelly's nervous laughter and Gwen's sharp tone like it was a Supreme Court hearing. Even late-night hosts chimed in, some joking, others subtly siding with Gwen. Jimmy Fallon said, "When Gwen Stefani walks off, you know something ain't bananas anymore." The joke got laughs, but underneath it was an industry-wide acknowledgement. Something serious had happened. This wasn't just a celebrity spat, it was a cultural moment. Backstage at the Kelly Clarkson show, the production team faced damage control of epic proportions. A leaked memo revealed tense internal meetings. From this moment forward, personal relationship questions must be reviewed and approved by publicists 48 hours in advance. It read, morale plummeted. Internally, some staffers whispered that Kelly had been set up by aggressive producers wanting to stir controversy for ratings. Others believed Kelly had grown too comfortable, too casual with guests, blurring the line between friendship and journalism. Executive producers considered pausing new guest tapings entirely for a week, but ratings had ironically spiked after the Gwen incident. A cruel paradox. The show was trending because it went off the rails. They needed another big guest to stabilize the brand and fast.